Joining me today to discuss cybersecurity is Mark Hearn, Head of Strategic Business Development at Irdeto. Welcome, Mark.
Oh, thank you, Sid.
To start this off, I'd like to understand, the market for industrial cybersecurity or cybersecurity in general is very broad, a lot of products, a lot of services. Can you just tell us where your company fits, what your focus is, and maybe how your solutions are a little different than others?
Oh, certainly. Yeah, you're totally correct. Cybersecurity is a very broad area these days. So Irdeto, and particularly within the cloakware group, the IOT Security Team at Irdeto, we focus on ensuring that the endpoints and the software that runs on those endpoints remains secure and true to what they're intended to do. So for about 50 years, Irdeto has been in the security industry, helping our customers ensure that devices that are out and potentially at risk to hackers, maybe exposed to hackers, still do what they're supposed to do, right? And that may be protecting intellectual property, it may be protecting key and credentials, what have you, but we're all about ensuring that endpoint is safe and secure.
Obviously a lot of our clients almost all of our clients are industrial companies and things like that. And I've been following cybersecurity there for quite a while. And, we find that the industrial companies, they understand the need for cybersecurity, but a lot of them struggle to maintain the cybersecurity posture. I'm using that in the broad sense, posture. Does your company help with that, or how could you help them, or how does your solutions help with that matter?
Oh, certainly. Cybersecurity is quite broad, and being a CISO of any particular company, particularly industrial companies, you've got to look at quite a broad range of attacks. We bring a specialization around security of an endpoint, whether that be a mobile app running in the IT environment, or even down into the devices that make up the production line in an OT sense. We help keep those devices secure. And so we bring not only technology to the picture, but an expertise around reverse engineering and tampering type of attacks, where we can help bolster a company's understanding of that slice of cybersecurity.
Obviously the industrial Internet of Things is a big topic in the world, in our market, and particularly at this conference today. Do you have products and services specifically related to protecting those devices? I'm sure you do. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, we do. So Irdeto actually prides itself on being a security partner to our customers. So we offer a collection of expertise and technologies to help across the entire security strategy around something like an endpoint. We help our customers early on understand threat attacks against their assets. They'll do a threat risk assessment, work through security designs. We bring technology to the table to keep the software on the devices secure. But then we also have a set of services post-deployment that monitor the dark web and look where cyber criminals may be attacking, so that our customers are getting a proactive view of potential threats against their products.
Are you seeing, one thing we see, and you may have mentioned this, I'm sorry if I got distracted, but a lot of companies they want to do IoT and things like that. One thing is making sure and protecting them, which is what you do. But are you also seeing companies that it's holding up some of the deployments, their concerns about cybersecurity? Are you just seeing that in the market? I'm just curious.
I think that a lot of companies are looking to move forward as quickly as they can to take advantage of connectivity. Certainly the move towards IoT technologies, both in an OT and IT environment, allows them to have a much better understanding of their business and how to optimize that business. Concerns about the risks around that certainly are giving them pause. And that's where companies like Irdeto can bring a perspective where, with additional information about what's happening in the hacking community and how risks can be mitigated, it allows those companies to want to move forward. So I do think there is some pausing right now with some good cause, but we're here to help, and I think companies can really move ahead with taking advantage of these newer technologies.
Are you also able, feeling secure, overcoming that issue is important, but what about also helping people find the funding, for cybersecurity investments?
Yeah.
Obviously, that's a big concern.
That's a very good concern. And so one of the things Irdeto has been doing over the last year and a bit has been talking through a series of thought leadership pieces at various conferences called Think Like a Hacker. And at its core, it's about helping companies understand what are the potential risks against their software, but turning that away from just the fear and uncertainty of a threat, but into a real business risk and a mitigation planning. So what it does is it allows engineering teams that may have concerns to be able to put forth a business case to their senior management that says, here's the potential risk, here's what we think we need to address now, and here's the risks that we think we can defer later in the strategy. By changing the concept of a threat into a business decision, it allows to take it back into a simple business case decision.
What about your own business in the sense of as you're planning for this year, your projections and things? What do you see as your major headwinds and tailwinds?
Yeah. So actually, the opportunity for us to participate in the increased connectivity that IoT is bringing to industrial is a huge, huge thing for us, right? There's lots of opportunity for us to help companies protect the software that's enabling them to put a better product on the table. But as we talked about earlier on, cybersecurity is just this big, broad statement right now. And so a lot of our headwinds is around education of what is the real risk of reverse engineering of software? What is the real risk of my device being exposed? There's so much press and airtime around network type securities that I think sometimes companies don't pay attention to, well, what happens if a hacker had a copy of my software? What kind of damage could they do to my customers? And that's the education piece that we're working through. That's our biggest headwind at this point.
Well, thank you, Mark. It's been a real pleasure.
Thank you.
Very informative.
I appreciate the time. Thank you.
We've been speaking with Mark Hearn, who's the head of strategic business development for Irdeto. Thank you for watching.